Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas wreath or a door wreath. I'm using willow frame and I don't moss, and I use this florist real wire that you can buy from online shops. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to attach my wire to the frame. So like so, just put it around the frame and then you twist it, make it really nice and tight. Then the pointy bit you push into the willow base so it doesn't catches on your fingers and close. So see, it's attached, and now I'm going to rest my real wire in the center of the circle, because that's how I find it the easiest for me. What else I'm going to say is, once I've done that, I'm in here, in the buckets, I have lots of foliage. I have holly, I have leylandii, I've got pine, spruce, and over here on this other side, which I didn't leave in the right place, I have a whole bucket full of all sorts of lovely things. So I'll show you some just now. Some larch wood cones. I have eucalyptus. I also have some other leylandii with gold kind of foliage. Holy spruce, not all ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my wreath by using the spruce foliage first, because it's really flat, and I'm basically going to make a posy in my hand, overlapping foliage on top of each other. So I put a little bit of spruce, and then some pine, then a bit of eucalyptus, and maybe a little bit of this golden leylandii, and I feel like I need something more, so I just found another little bit of pine, and I'm just going to put that in as well. And then I'm going to bring my foliage and put it on top. See, this is where my wire is, right here. So I'm going to put this posy on top, making sure that the stems are well over the bit where the wire has been attached, so they can catch really well by the wire. Otherwise, they can come really easily undone. And then you twist the wire 1, 2 around your stems. And then you put it down and you make a next posy. This time I'm using another bit of green leylandii, some narrow spruce, a bit of holly, but I find this is too long. I have far too many leaves, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it. So I just made it smaller. I'll keep this bit because I might need to use it again. I want to use it again when I need it. And make my next posy. I need to sneeze. No, it's not coming. So I put some more pine. And this time round, I'm going to put a larch branch with cones on it. And remove that leaf because it's going to be hidden anyway. And then I come and position my next posy. So I won't put it too far apart because you can still see my mechanics here. Even this is not far apart enough, so you have to kind of slide it in and make sure they knit together really, really nice and tight, so you don't have any gaps between each posy. And then you go around with your wire once and twice, pulling to make sure it's really nice and tight. And then you leave it down and you make the next posy. Here we go, and so on until we're all done. But let's make you another one, and then we'll maybe speed up this video, because I'm sure you don't want to sit and listen to me talking all day. So I thought this might help you if you're first time making a wreath and you want to make your own. It will help you to give you an idea how to go about it. trying to find some other foliage. It's always working out which foliage looks best. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have this, oh my goodness, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's got these lovely tiny wee cones here on it. So I'm going to put a bit of that on. And I'm going to put it upside down so I can still see those cones. Then come in and slide it in, making sure it fits really nicely on top of your previous posy, but you don't go right on top, because then you'll end up with the wreath just going up and up and up, and you never finish it. You just slightly go down. You move down the frame just slightly every time you put your next posy, and that way they overlap a bit, but it looks nice and neat and full. As you can see here, it starts to look really nice and full. And then at the end, I will show you how I add extra bits to make it even prettier. You don't have to add your pretty bits now. I have lots of poppy seed heads, and I have honesty, and I have lots of nice dry flowers. And if I add them now while I'm working, I'm liable to break them because they are quite brittle being dry. So if you add them at the end, you're less likely to ruin them in the process of wiring your foliage. So there we go. That's my next one. I put some more larch on this one as well. So that's again another quite flat posy. So one side is nice and bushy and lovely, and the other side is flat. Also, what I aim to do is to put the longer bits of your foliage, see the longer bits like that, and this on the outside. So when you put it on the frame, they don't go on the inner bit of the frame, they go on the outside part of the frame, because that makes, leaves the circle in the middle being nice and exposed, so you don't look like a wreath that doesn't have a circle. And it makes the outside really nice and bushy and flowing beautifully. I'm going to add some holly in this one. This is my second bit of holly that I've added. I love the pine because it's just so lovely and airy, and you can break it into whatever size you want. And the spruce is always good for a base. Removing the lower leaves of the holly because they will be hidden underneath the mechanics anyway. And I need something longer underneath, just because I wanted to have a nice bit on the outside and it flows beautifully. And I don't want to cover my lovely cones, so I'm working my way around here to make sure the cones can be seen. And then you bring your wire around 1, 2. There's my third or fourth, whatever branch it is, because I lost count. You need about 15 bunches, I think, for a large wreath frame, which is a 12-inch. I tend to do a lot of 12-inch. I have a few medium ones, mainly for, these are orders obviously for customers. Most of the large ones are for the doors, and then I have a few medium ones I make for graves and so on. And I also do extra large, which is on a 14-inch frame. And they are really luxurious and fabulous and full. So here we go. There's my next posy. Again, every time when I set it down and I feel there's something missing, I take it back and add something else. I want something wispy. So see this lovely hazel catkins. Just give that wispiness and wildness to your wreath, so it doesn't look too tidy and uniform. I like to have a nice wispiness and airiness in my wreath, so it looks wild and natural. So yeah, that's how I do I work it out. And then I have some branches of larch. They're so pretty. Just give that lovely woodland look, if you know what I mean. A bit of gold just to lift it up. And so I have eucalyptus. I should have brought more eucalyptus in. Try not to do too much, bring too much foliage inside, because I'm working here in my cozy living room because it's quite cold outside. And when you sit about doing this, you don't want to catch a cold. So I basically put a big tarpaulin on top of my table in a living room, and I work inside so I don't catch a cold, because it's nothing worse than feeling sorry for yourself when you're busy doing this kind of work. So see how it's starting to take form, and how the branches give that lovely wispiness and light airy feel. It's not too tight, it's nice and loose looking, the shape of it. And basically I'll just continue doing that until I finish it. Going around the circle. Already had holly in that one, so I need to find something other foliage. In here. And I don't really think about, well, I do a little bit, but not a huge amount of what I put on each bunch. You want it to look relaxed and to look natural. So here we go. Next bunch going in. Let's put some pine, eucalyptus, and some spruce. 1, 2. You keep twisting around. Next one. Some Leylandii, golden Leylandii right underneath because it's nice and pointy and long. So that could be my wispy bit. Now I'm going to put another bit of larch. I just love those stems. This is some larch trees. They have fallen into they've fallen over in the storms that we had recently. So it's actually making good of a tree that otherwise it just will die anyway. It's nice to be able to use it. I'm not going to use this eucalyptus because the leaves are not looking nice. So I have a friend that has given me the eucalyptus again because the storm has brought it down. So it fell over in a storm and she kept it alive until recently. The storm was in the end of November. So she messaged me to ask if I wanted it, and I said, well, of course, that'd be great. So I just went and they just cut it down because it was flat to the ground but still rooted. They cut it down just a few days ago, and now I'm using all the foliage for making wreaths, which is again great because it's not getting wasted. Lots of people get lots of joy out of it. There's some more holly on it, on it. Pine, and then place it down on top of the frame again, making sure when you put the stems they follow right along the frame rather than pointing out or in. You want the stems of the foliage that you put on to just go on the same line with your frame. Some other fancy pine here. All of that foliage that I can't remember the name of. Again, I came to my friend just up the road. They have a huge one in their garden. Should they tell me what's called? It's not cedar, is it? Anyway, I also have this eucalyptus with berries. That's from another friend that had eucalyptus there over. So I benefited a lot this year from that storms. I usually buy my eucalyptus because these friends had it and they had to do something with them. I was really grateful to receive it. Here we go, more larch. I love the larch. I just think it gives a lovely crispiness. And slide it in. Put it in. Round 1, 2, almost done. We're more than halfway through. I love using the Norway spruce because it's a nice filler. It's a nice good bulk of material, you know, and then you just add your pretty bits of foliage on top of that, and then it makes it really nice and full. You don't want to hide your pretty foliage underneath anyway, so it's good to have a base to put your pretty foliage on top. It's like a background color, you know, the green of the spruce. It's a nice background color for all the other foliage that you use. These ones, I tend to use this foliage the most because it's the ones that last best. I mean, especially if you make this to sell, you want customers to be really happy. It doesn't matter if it's just for your own door, you can use whatever foliage you want. Just be warned that some of it doesn't keep very well. So things like euonymus and skimmia and ivy that has just the flowers that are only just starting to open the flowers. It's not formed the berries yet. And what else? Euonymus I said, did I? Pieris and all that. They're beautiful, but they wilt, they don't last for very long on a wreath. Unfortunately, hebe is the same. I just find that this kind of foliage is the best for making your wreath last for a long time. They usually last well into February, my wreaths. The customers come back year after year and they're really pleased because the fact that they feel like they're getting a lot of pleasure out of the wreath, and this money well spent if it lasts well, because you don't want to be sitting and looking at your wilted wreath on your door for too long if it looks really sad. I'm sorry for yourself. So this kind of foliage, the spruce, the leylandii, the eucalyptus, the holly, but not too much holly. That's why, as you see, I don't use a lot of holly, because that wilts as well. Just a few bits here and there I use of holly. So, you know, when they do dry, it doesn't leave the whole wreath dry. It's just a few bits here and there of holly. Also, I use, I said the pine, yeah. So basically these 4 or 5 different foliages, I find they last the longest, and I tend to use them more than anything else in my wreaths. I don't know what I'm looking for. I was looking for something. I think this is enough. I'm just going to slide this one in. Excuse me. I'm almost done. I have another 2 or 3, but I really want to show you how to finish it, because that's really quite a tricky tricky job. It's not the easiest way to finish them. Took me a while to learn, so I obviously am self-taught. I'm not a florist. I haven't done school. I taught myself how to do this, and I've been doing this for the last, I think I started in 2014, so it's 11 years. It's been a long time. But I really enjoy making them. I think it's so nice and therapeutic. It's just such a nice way of using the winter to boost my income, using this skill that I've learned over the years. So we're coming near the end, so I'm going to I found some other foliage in here. That's nice. I'll use a bit of that. More larch, because you can never have enough larch, and it's already readily available. You know, there's always branches falling down. So if you go for a walk all over the place. So cross-check with your local council if you're allowed to forage from the floor of the forest. I'm pretty sure you are allowed, but always check in case you're not. Ask your landowner permission, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's great fun. Great fun. Almost done. Just trying to find, I'm picky, just trying to find the right foliage to make it look nice and even and sit beautifully. You see how I'm coming near the end? So basically I don't want to catch the foliage of the first posy that I started with. So make sure that I move it out of the way. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the wreath down so I get it closer to where my hand is. And basically from now on I'm going to hold my hand around the ring like so, and then I'm just going to take one bit of foliage at a time and I slide it underneath my first posy that I started with. So basically I just go and slide a few stems at a time underneath, holding them all at the same time with my thumb. And I don't add so many. I think I need a bit of larch with a cone. So this larch with a cone can go here, and then I'm just going to go round making sure that I don't catch the foliage of my first posy. So it's just slow, take your time, it's not rushed. Make sure you have plenty of time, so you don't want it to be rushed really. And see how my thumb is underneath here, and I'm lifting the foliage from my first posy. Make sure I don't catch it with my thumb, and then I'm just going to slide bits of foliage underneath my thumb, holding them into place with the holly. Just push them in. You can see how it's already almost starting to come together and completed. Just looking for the right foliage to make sure it fits nice. Because you want smaller bits of foliage this time as well. You don't want them to be too bulky. And then basically find where my finger is. Just go around with the wire slowly. Make sure I don't catch where your previous posy was, your first posy. And just lift it up and show you. See, it's almost complete, but I feel there is a gap right here. So I am going to put another posy, another little branch in of this, what do you call it? Spruce and a bit of pine. Just a few loose bits. And maybe I have a little bit of yew here that I just found, so I'm just going to add that in because it's mostly the same foliage. So I just go around again, making sure I don't catch the foliage of the previous. Go around once. I catch the foliage of the eucalyptus, so I need to pull it back away. Here we go, I just did that. So if you do catch it, just make sure you pull it back before you completely finish it. So here we are. One wreath made using the wiring method. I think I am going to add another bit of foliage, just one more bit. You can still see a gap right here. So, let's go on top. Basically, you find out where is the best way to put it. Not sure I like it there. I think that was probably the best place for it. And go around. Come on. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Here we go. See it? I'm just going to hold the wire so you can see. That's where it's finished. And obviously there's the wreath round. I'm probably holding too high, but hey, here we go. Now I'm going to turn it upside down. This is another reason why you don't want to put your lovely dry flowers on while you work, because you're liable to break them. I am just going to twist the wire around and break it. I usually use the pliers, but I forgot to put them here beside me. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide the wire underneath the wire that I started right at the beginning, and then pull hard, and then slide it underneath some other wire along the frame, whichever is closer. Slide it a few times, and that actually makes a hook. You could actually hook a piece of string from that bit to make a loop for you to hang it on the door or on the gate or wherever you want to hang it. Now, and then the end of the wire, I make sure it's pushed into the foliage. You don't want it to be sitting on facing me, because that will scratch your door when you hang it on the door. But here we go. Right, I'm going to turn it down so I can have a look at it. There is my wreath. You see what I mean about the lovely larch? Sometimes you can even twist them around and tie them in, and that gives the wreath an even different feel. You know what I mean? You can just twist them around like that. Oops. Just tie the bits to the foliage, the ends to the foliage, and that makes it like funny little circles around your wreath. It just gives it a lovely feel. I'm really happy with that. Now I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to show you how I decorate it. So let me just go and get some things that I use for decorating, which I'm pretty sure I have here under the table, so I will just go down and get some. I love honesty. Here we go. Have some honesty. So I am going to lift the foliage, find out where the wire is, and basically push your honesty into the wire and the foliage. As you can see, I've done that one. And what I like to do with honesty to make it look really nice, I put one that goes on the outside and another one that goes on the inside, just slightly like so. See, so one goes that, one goes that, and the next one will go here, the next one will go here, here, but then here, 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 and so on until it's done. I'll show you. Try and do the longer ones on the outside, and then the smaller, shorter one on the inside. Sometimes I poke the end of the honesty stem into the holly leaves. That will hold it in place. It's just things I learned by doing it over the years. Yeah, this one needs to go here. Just trying to figure out where it's best to put it. Now, enough of it. Honestly, it's such a fabulous bed for decorating is. I love honesty. Can never have enough honesty. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful the way it looks with the honesty on it? It just lifts it. I might put some berries as well. Sometimes I do berries and sometimes I don't. I just leave them without berries. I think I might just leave this one without berries. Some people like them without berries. Some people like them with berries. It's nice to have a choice. I always have 2 or 3 in stock, and when people come, you can choose which one they want. Although they ordered one, I can never make 2 the same anyway. It's really difficult to. I'm not a copycat. I'm not a factory where I can just make line after line after line of the same thing. This is a natural product where I tend to just work with, and I tend to not sell a style. I just do my own thing. It gives me the freedom to be creative. So here we are. This is just with honesty on it. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And I think I went out of the camera there. So here I am, hopefully in the camera line here now. I'm really happy with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notification when I post my next videos. And please do leave me a thumbs up or a comment if you enjoy it and find it helpful. And if you have any comments, also do send them to me, and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.